And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Missing Link, which is a game that I think, unfortunately, if you saw this on the shelf, you're probably not going to buy it, because it just looks really boring. And it has these little cartoon creatures on the background of this picture of scenery, and it just doesn't make any sense. The name Missing Link doesn't work there, and it just... Not very good packaging all around. And in fact, I'll say right up front that the graphic design of this game, I'm not talking about the artwork, but the graphic design could have been done better. The font is kind of odd. It just kind of looks like almost someone like me did the graphic design. But anyway, the idea of the game intrigued me when I heard about it. The idea of giving someone a clue to guess what your thing is, but it has to be about two different things. Well, that's intriguing. Let's check it out. In this game, you're going to find a deck of all sorts of objects, and you can see this almost has like a Warner Brothers feel to the artwork of the different objects that are in here. Although, mixed in the deck are also these things here, which are not, I don't know, it's a very kind of discordant way that these cards look. But most of the cards, monkey and whale and skunk and city, etc. Okay, so you have this deck of cards. So let's say it's my turn, and I'm going to draw two cards. So let's say I draw table and gun here. Well, one of them I'm going to reveal to everybody. The other one, everyone's trying to guess what the table is. So I'm going to give people clues that have to do with both of them. So I might say they're both smaller than a refrigerator. Well, that's probably not a very good thing. Or I might say both of them... I don't know, actually. This is kind of a bad example because I'm having a hard time thinking up of something. But that's the thing. The clue you have to give is about both of them. I'll say sometimes both of them are black, maybe. Or whatever I can do. People can even ask you questions, but the question has to be about both of them. Now, they say that when you say your first question, it should be bigger than or smaller than. I would say something that's bigger than... I said like a refrigerator. That kind of hopefully gives people the idea that it's a piece of furniture or something like that, or something that's in your house. And so if someone does correctly guess it, and you give yourself like a time limit, like 2 minutes, then that person gets one of the cards and you get the other card. And the first person to get to 5 cards is the winner of the game. You can also play one where you pull out a card. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one card. So let's say we take this card here, cat. Okay, now cat is the object everyone's trying to figure out. This is called sleuth mode, by the way. You put that down, you put down enough cards so that there's one card for every player. You shuffle these, everyone has one. You then turn another card up in the middle, and everybody gives a clue that has to do with that card in the middle and the card they have in their hand. So like I might say, both of these are waved at people. And then this person might say, both of these can be found in my pocket. And this person will say, both of these are loved by many people. And this person will say, both of these annoy people. I don't know. Does money annoy people? Maybe that's not a good one. And this one, both of these can sometimes be found on the table. Whatever it is. So after everyone gives a clue, then people are going to guess who is the person who has cat. So, I mean, it's probably not the person who said that people like them, because people don't like cats. But yes, there are people who like cats. And so you get points if you guess who the person is who has the right one. So those are two different games. I'm sure there's other games that people can make up with this deck. Now, except that the idea of this game is interesting, it's also very difficult. You saw there when I have two things and I'm trying to figure out what's similar about these two things. So I have a banana and a clock. And I would sit there and go, and I mean, I'm sure that even right now, one of you or multiple of you are thought of a clever thing that you can say about both of these. However, you're not the one who has just drawn these two cards. I am. And so in most of the games I played, there's been long periods of silence as the person sat there and went, Sure, the bigger, smaller thing works. I could say, oh, they're both smaller than a pillow or something like that. But the problem with the bigger, smaller is, and this is a problem with the game, is that the rules themselves are very loose. And in fact, they're written on cards, two-sided cards, which is annoying. But that aside, the rules are really loose, so can you do multiple there's bigger and smaller than? Because if that's the case, let's say I'm trying to figure banana and clock, then the two clue thing doesn't make sense anymore. Let's say I'm trying to get you to guess banana and there's clock, and I could say, they're both smaller than a watermelon. They're both bigger than a grape. Okay, and at that point, I'm not giving you clues about a clock, I'm giving you just clues about the banana. And that breaks the spirit of the game. And the game's very simple easy to break the spirit of. You know, with letters and all kinds of weird things that you can do to basically disregard the one clue and just get people to guess the other. And I found that to be problematic enough to break the game. The sleuth game itself is so simple. Each person would just give a clue that's obviously not about the card, if at all possible. And then the person who has a card has to think of a clue that makes it sound like they're not the same. It just didn't work. Really cool idea, though, to make people think about these. And I do like the artwork, not the graphic design, but I like the artwork on the cards. And so I had hoped that it worked together. And then I played a game that's coming out from Czech Games Edition later on this year, a party game by Vasel, which just is the same idea but makes a really good game out of it. And so we'll talk more about that game in the future. But this one, it's a nice idea, and I love the idea of giving a clue about two things. But it's a game that's filled with very long areas of silence that are punctuated by no, until people, I mean, the idea is cool, but it's almost too cool for people to give the right clues. And then it's too easy to break the spirit of the game. The rules don't give enough direction in that regard. So I like it, you know, as an idea, but it just needs a little bit more. Dice Tower Judgment, good idea, badly executed.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
When there's so much entertainment in the world, I don't know why anyone would choose the Dice Tower.